Let's just keep it simple, shall we? Hello everyone, Semi-Retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. Today we're going to talk about just keeping it simple. It's a topic we've talked about quite a bit, but we always have new people coming in, and I don't get so many questions in my comments, but there's, so many other videos out there about how to cook this, how to cook that. This carnivore recipe, that carnivore recipe. Those are all good, but especially if you're just starting out, I say keep it simple. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. What you're watching is basically you're watching me walk. The interesting thing about this is 20 months ago I couldn't do this. I could barely stand. And now I'm out here walking every day, as well as lots of other things. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here as well. It means a lot to me that you choose to spend just a few moments of your day with me. So I'd like to ask all of you to help me out just a little bit. Hit that thumbs up button, drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All those things are absolutely free, and they help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 60 years old, and I'm doing things that I couldn't do when I was 40, like out here walking every day. Getting up, almost up to the top of that first hill. But let's go ahead and talk about this keeping it simple. Yes, you can have lots of different recipes. But if you keep it simple, your life will be even simpler. Like me, I just do basically ground beef and eggs. What it boils down to is eat the meat with its associated fat, add the salt, and drink the water. I know that sounds really simplistic, but the carnivore diet really is just that simple. I do have some, because they were on sale, it was like 79 cents a pound. I bought a 5-pound bag of chicken legs, and I've got those in the oven. I'm going to cook them, going to bake them covered for about 3 hours on really low heat. And then I'm going to take about half of them at a time and finish them up in the air fryer. And see, that's what I'm talking about with keeping it simple. That's not simple. That's a 2-step cooking process. When I have ground beef, I just throw my blob of ground beef into the skillet, stir it up till it's brown, throw in some eggs, stir that up, and I'm done. And I got one pot, or one pan to clean. When I go to the grocery store, I don't have to walk. Hang on a second there. Maybe that's a little clearer. I don't know. Whoops, what happened? There we go. Tried to clean my camera lens off and managed to mess that up. I know it looks bright and nice here in Omaha, and I can't complain about the weather today. But where it's been so warm, unseasonably warm, it's back down to about 40 degrees. I probably should have put on my next heaviest jacket, but I do have my base layer on, and then a shirt, and then this sweatshirt, and I decided to wear my hat and my blue gloves. It's always so hard to judge this time of year with the temperature going up and down and up and down. But yeah, just keep things simple, guys. There's no reason, unless you want to cook a bunch of different things. There is one other thing I want to talk to you about today. Just something to think about. As most of you know, I promote Cerule products on my channel. I don't hard sell anything. I just tell you, if you want to know more, go out, hit my link. It's down in the description. Go read the science for yourself. The one thing we have to understand, and this is taken directly from Professor K, and if you want to know more about the science, he has a whole playlist of videos. But there's also the actual science you can read on the website. But anyway, our bodies, from the time we're born, release our own adult stem cells out of the bone marrow and use those stem cells to repair anything that's damaged. The problem with this system is that after the age of 18 or so, the production of our body releasing those stem cells starts to drop off. That's part of the aging process. That's why as we get older, things heal slower. But isn't it amazing that there's a product out there that will return your stem cell, your own personal natural stem cell production back to years earlier? It's called Stem Enhance Ultra. The main point I wanted to talk about with this today, though, is everybody always says how amazing it is that I can do the things that I've done, how well I've recovered. I'm now 21 months in, and a great deal of that is because of the carnivore diet. I also have now been taking the Cerule products for 1 full year. Have they contributed to how well I'm doing? I can't say. But I feel good enough now that I don't want to stop. I want to keep on with what I've been doing because what I'm doing works for me. Perhaps it's something you want to look into. And while I'm doing stuff that has the potential to pay a couple of bills here, I do want to go ahead and talk about the keto chow flavor that kind of got messed up on the release. The potato soup and the cream of mushroom soup. Just very briefly. As most of you know, I have purchased in the past their taco soup base. And all I really did was use that as a taco seasoning. I ground up my ground beef, dumped the taco soup mix over top of it, added just a little bit of water, stirred it up, let it simmer, and it was like having taco meat for my ground beef. And I really like that, by the way. I have now, because the release got messed up. It wasn't supposed to be released until a couple of days ago. And I hadn't even really gotten the products when the release thing happened. But I can now tell you that I have done both of the two soup flavors the same way I do the taco flavor. And again, this goes completely against the grain of what I talked about earlier with keeping it simple. But I browned the ground beef, dumped one of the soup mixes into it, added a little bit of water, let it simmer. I have to tell you, it was pretty good. Was it good enough that I'm going to rush right out and buy more of it? Perhaps the potato soup one. The mushroom soup was good, but I've never been a huge fan of mushrooms, and mushrooms are one of those things that I wasn't supposed to have anyway, according to the old way of thinking with the gout diet that I did my whole life, basically. So I like mushrooms, but they aren't my favorite thing. And I'm not going to go out of my way to make my ground beef taste like mushrooms. But the potato soup mixed in with the ground beef was actually pretty good. And the next time I place a keto chow order, I might throw a couple of those in there just to see if it's as good the second and third time around as it was the first time around. But yeah, keeping things simple. It's the way I like to live my life anymore. Why go to the grocery store? And now don't get me wrong, I'm not picking on anyone in particular out there, because I've gone down that rabbit hole as well of trying this person's recipe and that person's recipe for making this carnivore dish. But by the time you buy the pork rinds and all of the other little ingredients that you have to add to it, I'm more of a fan of just beef, salt, water, eggs. It's a lot easier. I guess I didn't have a great topic for today, but I wanted to get out here and get a walk in before. This is Sunday's video. I'm actually out here recording this. It's about noon on Friday, so my live stream's coming up here in just a couple of hours. But just try to keep things as simple as you can. And then maybe later, after you get bored, if you get bored, maybe try a few of the other things. Like those salmon patties I made the other day. They were good. They were a nice change of pace. And I will probably make them again sometime. But that was not as simple as browning up some ground beef, or throwing a steak in the pan, or tossing a roast into the oven for a few hours. That's all really simple stuff. As my friends used to say a lot, oh, this is a dish so simple, even Bob can cook it. And that's been a real good deal for Bob as I continue on my carnivore journey, as we approach the 2-year mark. Just little less than 3 months away now. It'd be interesting to see Sorry, I just have to stand here and soak that sun in for a minute. Even though it's colder out today than it's been for the last week and a half or so, it is very nice out here. It's still early February. I guess by the time you guys see this video, it'll be closer to mid-February. But it's very nice out. But anyway, I'll have a few more thoughts when I get back up to the house. I think I've talked long enough today. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around and cue the music here. Okay, cut the music. Thank you. Well, here we are again. Of course, the second I say cut the music, we have a bunch of cars go by. I just can't win some days. Okay, that little traffic jam has passed us. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, Bob, isn't Cerule a multi-level marketing company? Isn't it just a pyramid scheme? Yes, Cerule is a multi-level marketing company. But it's not a pyramid scheme. If you remember the pyramid schemes from when I was younger, it was basically just getting people to sign up and hand over money. At Cerule, they're selling you a product that I personally believe will help improve your life. Can I say for sure that that's going to happen? No, the FDA won't allow me to do that. Can I say positively without question that, let me see if I can find a spot that's not where my camera's not out in the sun. There we go. Can I say positively that it was the Cerule products that healed my shoulder from the fall I took last January? No, I can't say that. It could have just been the natural progression of carnivore healing. Same thing with my diabetic neuropathy in my feet. Can I say for sure that the Cerule products helped that? I can't say that either. I'm not allowed to make cause and effect claims. What I can say is that I've been taking Cerule and doing the carnivore diet for a year now. And I feel better today than I did a year ago. Take that for what it's worth. Just remember to keep everything simple, guys. You can do the fancy, complicated recipes if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no objection to you experimenting in the kitchen, because I still experiment in the kitchen sometimes. But for ease of life, ease of shopping, everything else, just eat the meat, add the salt, drink the water, maybe scramble up some eggs. That's really all there is to it. It really is that simple, folks. And everything else, all of the programs and things that people talk about out there, I won't say they're just noise, but they're 1 to 5% problems. Eat the meat, add the salt, drink the water will get you somewhere between 90 and 95% of where you want to go. Then after that, you might have to adjust some things. Hopefully some of what I said today made sense. I apologize that this was kind of a sales video today, but you know, I do have bills to pay, and I'm not asking you guys for money without giving you something in return. And the Cerule products, I believe, give great health. You know, that's the one other thing I wanted to talk about real quick. You know, because it was a real struggle in my budget to come up with about $200 a month, which is, when I initially started, I had a 4-pack wellness pack that had the Stem Enhance Ultra, the Plasma Flow, the Sciactive, and the Sciactive Joint. I felt good enough that about 2 months ago, I got rid of the Sciactive Joint and added in the Collagen Active, which is their collagen supplement. And I think that's really made another difference, because I'm 2 months into that program, and I know I feel even better today than I did 2 months ago, and that's saying something. But anyway, enough of me talking about Cerule. There's a link in the description, SemiRetiredBob.Cerule.com. Feel free to go click on that link, check out the science, read it for yourself. And if you want to buy something, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. I'm still going to keep giving you guys free videos almost every day. That's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Happy Sunday, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.